All right, so let's cut to Danielle. She's still complaining about Carl and Lindsay to anybody who will listen. And this was one of the more funnier parts of the evening. One girl she's talking to, she's like, I can't believe she didn't tell me, or Carl didn't tell me. And then this nice person says, hey, I hope it all works out, but I kind of got to go back to work. I work for Domino's. I was just dropping off pizzas. So I'm sorry, I have to go. Your name was Danielle? You seem very nice. I hope it all works out.
Yeah. And then she runs out in the middle of the street. Carl almost fucking just annihilates her. But they stop, and she goes and she knocks on the window, and she goes, do you know Lindsay?
There's a lot of stuff on TV, but not all of it's good. In fact, a lot of it's bad TV.
Yo, it's bad TV in your ears. I am Dylan. I'm saddled up next to Patrick Hickey.
Great to be here.
Kaylin, producer of the podcast over there behind my glasses.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone. We are here to break down the season finale of Summer House, a show we love. So, public service announcements, go to patreon.com/anotherpodcastnetwork for Vanderpump, uncensored content, live meetups, direct communication with us. What am I missing?
I think you got all of it. How about PMZ?
Oh, yeah. APS.
There you go.
There's a lot of great stuff over there. On the most recent APS, I talked about how I used a homeless man as a screen for a fart.
Genius.
They smell. Yes, so does the fart.
Also,
somebody smells like shit.
Feel like you owe it to them.
No. You can just do it with a certain security, a certain sense of security.
It's like the CIA. No one's going to know you were in and out.
Sure, yeah. Splinter Cell. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so the season finale was epic.
Oh, you're getting your turkey sandwiches already.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved this episode. I thought it was very, very fun. There were things galore, things to talk about, things to chew on. A lot of heartbreak.
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Okay.
A great Hey Ted moment.
Hey Ted.
No.
Oh.
The father at the office.
Okay.
We have two Hey Teds in the canon of this show. We have Breezy's Hey Ted, but we also have Hey Ted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Saw your daughter take a shot of liquor from another man's mouth. That's fucking gross, Ted.
Wife loves it, though.
100 pots.
100 turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I am going to give my turkey sandwiches. I'm also going to give my turkey sandwiches on the entire season here.
Oh, I'll do that quick, too.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to go now? You want me
to
to
go? 2 turkey sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I was mildly entertained this episode because they were just cutting around. I want to mention how absurd it is to end a season on a storyline that wasn't even bothered to be followed the entire season. I'm speaking of Maya and Oliver and his infidelity.
So forget the and thank you for bringing that up because I had that written down almost verbatim, as did many people in their minds watching the show. But not only has this storyline run an arc of 7 minutes, it's involving someone who literally isn't on the show.
No.
And someone who's supposed to be on the show but isn't on the show. So given all of those things, 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, perfect storm, chain-smoking wife sad, fisherman die, this shouldn't have been the thing that ended the show, but these are your turkey sandwiches.
And also, I want to say this to Bravo and their casting. I've complained about this quite a bit, and perhaps the audience is tired of it, but go fuck yourself. I'm trying to make the show better.
I think we should be more rude to the audience, honestly.
When you have cast members that agree to be filmed. Let's talk about Sierra. Let's talk about Maya. And when they agree, I would argue this is a job that they're being compensated for. Maya,
can you throw in one other person so people don't think we're going after two black women?
Oh, sure. Chris, the ick. Your job on this show, it is a job, is to come here and entertain.
You got to do that on the fly for us. You got to be woke producer. That's part of your responsibility.
Right.
You have to protect us. And that's not even woke.
But
That was
I
a
have to
disgusting
say,
thing
two
Patrick
of the
was
most
doing.
egregious offenders of showing up here with zero desire or feel any need to entertain is, I would say, is definitely the biggest offenders are Maya and Sierra. Case in point.
Right.
Maya, the only interesting thing about you is Oliver's infidelity. And multiple times during this episode, you tell him, or you ask him if he has his microphone on. And then you also say to your fellow cast members that you do not plan on discussing this or getting into it with Oliver on camera. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck off this show.
Yeah.
If you think you're just showing up here to get free weekends in the Hamptons and drink fucking Loverboy for 8 weeks, you're wrong, ma'am. Okay?
Yeah.
You're here to have sex with people, get drunk, and if your partner's cheating on you, you need to pull him on camera and you need to break this down for us. Okay?
Yeah.
Shame on you.
It's so crazy how in your turkey sandwiches you did the last part. But let's keep talking about it. I mean, cover your mic?
Unbelievable. And Sierra,
Maya, this is not Solange, Beyonce, and Jay-Z in an elevator. No one gives a fuck about what's going on with you and Oliver. You need not cover the mic, and actually you're contractually obligated to not cover the mic.
once again, did you just think you were invited on to be filmed so that we could watch you drink Loverboy and stay at the Hamptons for free
And
for
the
8 weeks?
Loverboy is punishment enough, but you're still on the show, Maya.
All right.
But you're kind of not, though.
Let me get to Danielle. You are too much.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Right.
Amanda and Kyle, you
Yeah.
are some of the most uninteresting people ever on TV.
Kyle's at least done his part.
Okay. As we've discussed before, if you're attending AA meetings...
Kyle's like Austin Reeves. He's like, you know what? I made the shots, man. I mean, what do you want me to do?
As discussed, if you're attending AA meetings and you have the big blue book in the trunk of your car, you probably shouldn't be on a Bravo show that is about partying with your friends in the summer.
No one cares that you're addicted to exercise. And I don't know what else you're addicted to, but you have a thin, gaunt face, and it's fucking creepy. And I don't know, maybe you're just loading up on pre-workout, but there's something going on.
No, he's not on the sauce, man. You can drop like 10 pounds when you put down the booze, man. All right. The ick. I hope you enjoyed this because it will never happen again.
Does Carl not have a weigh-in kind of look to him?
He looks like he's cutting weight.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you get off the sauce, man. That can be like, if you're real drunk, that could be like 3,000 calories a day.
This is inner-outer mirroring, though, going on. There's something going on with Carl and Lindsay. It's almost like they have a toxic relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Sierra was consistently pointless as a cast member. She ends her stint on, I hope, this show as a Navi.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Maya and Sierra's podcast dropped another episode this week.
Okay.
We played a little bit from last week. I didn't catch any flack from the audience that they were like,
I thought you were very in your head about that whole thing.
Well, if you're playing the podcast and you're busting their balls, it's got to be really bad for the audience to be on your side.
Yeah.
Thank God theirs is. Okay. Want to sample a podcast that won't see an episode 10? You're going to listen to it. I am betting $100, $100
yeah.
that they don't get to 10.
You know, it's so shocking that 10 episodes of a podcast, you'd think, not difficult to do at all.
Not at all.
Right? I'd say damn near impossible for influencers to do.
They can't get there.
I mean, it's tough.
They're like, when they don't get feed like just someone liking something, they freak the fuck out.
Right.
Okay, but they should, because Sierra, what you have proven is you're not interesting on television, and you're also not interesting What do you, auditory?
We have a Billy Madison debate moderator moment coming up.
Okay. We're going to just play Maya and Sierra's podcast, and you tell me if they hold a nation spellbound with the sound of their voices and the content that they are throwing down.
Yeah.
Play it from the top. This is not us editing. This is episode 2 of Codependent.
So when's your actual birthday? I was because when you said you were a Taurus, so it must be soon.
Oh, fuck.
Wow. I'm an Aquarius.
I'm a Capricorn. I know. Taurus and Capricorns do typically
Kelly,
get
can
along.
you pause it for a second? Who is the guest?
They never explained that. Just someone talking in the background.
No. But what is the guest on the? They have it written out. I'm assuming, right?
No, not in this brief description I'm reading.
Okay, keep playing it.
Not all, but they do. Not all, but they do. They're crazy.
No, I'm crazy on my own. I'm not crazy because I'm an Aquarius. I'm just actually certified.
Yeah, diagnosed, yeah.
Like, truly diagnosed. With or without diagnostic testing, I am fucking crazy. Are we good here? Does this work for you?
Yeah, this works for me. This works for you. Yeah, let's go.
Can you, hang on, can you just bump it back 15 seconds? I just want to hear that again.
I'm not crazy because I'm an Aquarius. I'm just actually certified.
Yeah, diagnosed, yeah.
Like, truly diagnosed. With or without diagnostic testing, I am fucking crazy. Are we good here? Does this work for you?
Yeah, this works.
Won't see episode 10. Sierra. Thank God you're a nurse. Oof. Jesus fucking Christ. All right.
I don't know about that.
Who do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that nursing isn't a very easy job, but I don't know that I'd want Sierra tending to me.
Honestly,
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm just doing a bit because nurses take a lot of shit. It's real work. It's
what
important
does the
work.
ick? What does Sierra and what does Maya do when Bravo isn't paying them to drink and be on television?
Sorry, ask me that question again.
What do these fools do when Bravo is no longer cutting them a paycheck? What do they do?
Did you hear that gap?
Yeah.
Like something with that kind of energy signature to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
That was nuts. That whole thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like she did to my eyeballs for the last 10 episodes. Bored me to death and confused me about how dumb it was. Fuck!
All right. All right. All right. This season we look back.
Oh yeah, we got to look back for the first 5 minutes.
So let's look back at all these crazy storylines, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Corey and Sam. This is literally, they're like, remember how fucking nuts this all was. Corey and Sam start liking each other. The ick gets rated an 8 in bed. Gabby is closed off and goes on a blind date. Sierra hasn't found the person yet. I mean, these are the big moments.
This is what we're looking back on. Yeah.
And then obviously we've got the Lindsay and Carl getting engaged, which is the only real spout of any entertainment.
Dylan, don't forget them stealing the last piece of the pineapple upside down cake. We were all thinking the same thing. Shocking.
Well, they walk in and Carl says, "What's up?" Don't say that like that, right? Carl tells Kyle that he appreciates him understanding why they needed to leave and the alleyway conversation on Friday night. And Kyle says, "I totally hear you, but I just got to say, I'm a little drunk right now, so you leaving kind of made things worse, but it's fine. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are back." But when Kyle lets those words fly, Lindsay it eats and she cannot let it go. And Lindsay does that thing where, and we haven't talked about Lindsay. Maybe we bleep this, but Lindsay is or psychotic.
Now, Dylan.
Psychotic.
Remember, you're basing your opinion.
Can you note that? Yeah, thank you.
On her behavior, or rather, her general actions over the course of a number of seasons, why you despise her. But we really should be evaluating her and her actions based on how she's behaving now.
Beautifully for me, that's what I am basing it off of.
Well,
it's so crazy to me that people are. Listen, we've talked about it before. Danielle is too much.
Too much.
Way too much. Melodrama, all capital letters. The Stockholm Syndrome stuff, too, is so weird. But Lindsay, looking at someone who is the only person in the house that has ever liked her, and you can see that play out throughout the evening, that everyone despises her, and be as maliciously, venomously cold to her as she was tonight.
Well, she hasn't been supportive of their relationship the entire season, Dylan. I'm sorry. I'm new to Lindsay, so I have a cleaner lens than you. I think she's supportive of her newly sober boyfriend, Carl, who's of Snorefest. And I think she's behaving how someone should who loves their... Carl needed a sober break and a more healthier mental break from these drunken TV fame whores. And I think she did the right thing.
Yeah, she totally did the right thing when she told her boyfriend to get the fuck over it. We have to go film. She just wants to protect him from these monsters. You're so unfucking believably wrong, and it's so triggering because of the euphemistic way that you describe your side of the fence. I have a cleaner lens than you. No, you have an incorrect lens. It's not cleaner. It's shattered. You can't see.
All right, can we move on?
Yes, let's move on.
All right, Danny and Sam, they're getting ready for this party. We'll get into the party. I don't understand this theme at all. But
what's to understand? It's a jungle theme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But we'll get...
Sierra is a Nave.
Yeah.
And Greg just has a flamingo painted on his face.
Yeah, and the Ick is dressed as a gay photographer from the 70s. Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, but here in this moment, Danny and Sam bond over being turned on by tattoos. And Sam makes a little admission here. She says, I can't have Corey get those chest tattoos because if I do, I'll be so fucking turned on. I'll need a dump truck full of spit, to get me off. I'm so turned on.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let's just break.
She'll need a wheelbarrow of spit.
Okay.
Because she likes spit in her mouth.
Yeah. No, I know. And as is with you going down these roads, it just gets so beautifully nonsensical. And I'd like to break this down. Does she she's into the tattoos? I thought she didn't want them.
No, she wants them. They turn her off, but she doesn't want him to get one because she'll need like a dump truck, like beep, beep, and she'll have her mouth open like a hungry fucking hippo. Bring the spit, and they'll dump all the spit in her mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
Gets her off.
So
beep, beep, beep.
I was just thinking, like, if she was really turned on, would she need that much spit? Like a Gleek would do the job, like if she was that hopped up. But I see what you're saying too. Like she's her tolerance for spit is so through the roof.
Like any addiction.
She's rutting, So the dump truck does need to come, which is a wheelbarrow, and then is also back to a dump truck.
Beep, beep. Back to gleeking. I haven't heard that word in a number of years.
Yeah.
Caitlin, do you know what gleeking is?
No idea.
Okay, so my friend Amanda, she sat next to me at Mr. Talbot's math class,
Yeah.
and this poor bastard, Mark Muzzy, sat in front of her.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was quite the comedian herself.
Yeah.
She starts, gleeking is doing this weird thing with your tongue where you can shoot little drops of spit and you can have like quite a
rope to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and she just starts spitting on the back of Mark Muzzie's back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I laughed the entire 40 minutes of class.
Was Mark
completely unaware she was spitting on his back?
Right, but was he either mean, ugly, or poor?
No, he was a nice kid. Friends with him on
that's
Facebook.
interesting.
You know, he's one of those weirdos now because we're all getting old. He's always posting pictures like memes of like off humor, like about sexuality. Like,
okay.
Like, look at this whore or something like that.
Got it. Yeah,
he's a weirdo now.
Yeah,
but,
there's some people who they keep posting memes about how there were lots of FBI at January 6th. Like, all right, they got it.
This is what you're doing on a Tuesday, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Sam likes spit.
Yeah. So, Lindsay heads in, asks for Gabby. She's kind of sewn to the hip of Gabby, which is odd because she doesn't know Gabby.
Right. Oh, so she's not an ally. I forgot their relationship. That's how bad this show is. I forget.
No, they don't know each other.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So Danielle says, and this is where Danielle is Danielle. She goes, "Oh, this is great that they're here. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we can fix things." And she's crying in her OTF.
This is Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle, when the little boys were, had that soldier walk up the steps and knock at Mommy's door because Dad was away at war and he had to break down the news that Daddy wasn't coming back. 6-year-olds took it better than Danielle, hearing that she wasn't, tipped off to a proposal.
It's so funny. It was just like a little change, but those soldiers would usually go to break the news. Breaking down the news would be...
Hey, kid.
In my head,
let me break this down for you.
Yeah,
Dad wasn't a good soldier, okay? He got shot in the head, okay?
Yeah.
He's a loser, okay?
Yeah.
He wasn't a good pilot.
That's really...
Not a good pilot at all. Got shot down.
Yeah.
Not good, okay? That's all I have to say. Not a good pilot, shot down.
Yeah.
Loser.
No, but... Hi, John. No, raise that one. Wave to me with that one. No, breaking it down to me would just be like very detailed about what happened.
All right. Your dad...
Are you aware of what a mortar is, son? Have you seen what it can do to a leg? Well, once it does that to a leg, it's very, very difficult to stop the bleeding. The skin goes white, and the light from the eyes goes into the next realm. Son, that's what happened to your father. Thanks for breaking that down. All right. Dead bit now. All right, so Lindsay goes to all of the women except for Danielle, and there is a thick awkwardness to the whole thing because, like I mentioned, all of these women hate Lindsay.
Mm-hmm, I know that.
So Danielle is the only one that had anything. I don't know what that note is. But Lindsay continues to do that awkward thing. I can't put my finger on it, but it usually happens for me in group settings. So like if I go on a bachelor trip or it hasn't happened to me in a while, but there's a thing where there's just a break in the social fabric and it's just so painfully awkward to me. If I was there when she said, "Do I call you Poison or do I call you Ivy?" I would just be like, "Oh God, Lindsay, that was such a dumb, awkward question. How do you expect us to feel in this room now?"
Hey, I do want to bring this up to people, if younger people having bachelorette parties. If you have different groups of friends and you know some of them are a little weird or something like that, do separate parties. Don't pull them all together. It's not going to be fun for anybody.
And there are, and we've talked about it before, when you're throwing those kinds of events, you need agents of osmosis. You need people who are associated with both groups.
Buffers, yeah.
You cannot just have 3 different pods show up.
Yeah, if you do have a lot of free booze and free food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Force them to eat the food and drink the booze, unless somebody's in recovery.
Then don't show up on a show on Bravo.
All right. So,
are we at the party yet? Because I want to talk about the costumes.
Yeah.
We have
Sierra.
It's a jungle theme, so of course she's going to be a Na'vi.
Yeah.
We have Kyle riding an inflatable tiger. We have Sam and Corey, who are cave people.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Ick is the gay photographer from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what Paige is. I think she's Judy Garland from a 50s musical.
Yeah. She's Judy Garland. And Judy Garland is so on heroin.
Pills.
Was that what it was?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Was it uppers or downers?
She liked the uppers, man.
Oh, yeah. Meth, huh?
Well, heroin. It was heroin. They didn't.
Well,
realize
heroin's definitely not an upper.
You don't think so? It makes me happy.
Well, it's not that I don't think so. I know so. It's an opioid.
Have you ever heard a Judy Garland song? She
No.
does that fucking. I don't want to go down this road.
Judy Garland, the only.
Will you ever love?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that? Why is she doing that?
No. That was like kind of a
Have
thing.
you ever loved a man?
Yeah. Well, that's more Creed, but there was this kind of vibrato back then that they tapped into quite often. All right, so Danielle walks in to the room, and this is where things start to get yummy between them, but we'll wait to talk about their blow up. Oliver shows up. He's a cheating piece of shit.
Son of a bitch.
But Maya says he's a cheating piece of shit, but she's here to make sure this last weekend is everything. There's an unbelievable amount of importance
That's
placed
said
on,
at the tail end, right?
No,
That was said here?
It's here.
Okay.
There's so much importance placed on this last weekend. They're like, nothing is going to get in the way of this last weekend. And I understand it's an important, you're closing the book on the summer, but my God, these people treat it like a very seminal moment.
Can I give you Cherie's theories? Mm-hmm. So Cherie and I were watching this last
Let's
night.
do the theme song real quick.
Okay.
It's time for Cherie's theories.
Okay, so she said they had broken up.
Yeah.
And because he's been cheating. And so she was like, fuck off, don't come here. And the producers invited him to come here because they were hoping for a little drama. And then that's what she was attempting to thwart.
That was Cherie's theories.
I've
Hate
been
that
about-
theory.
I thought it was a pretty good one because it's so apparent she doesn't want him here. She's not talking to him, but she's side-eyeing him. And she's like, he's going to make me look bad if he's talking to girls. Yeah. And so this was one of the more interesting parts of the show.
Corey toasts to never seeing Sam again. And that's just kind of, it happens to us when we're podcasting. You just say stupid shit.
Oh, yes.
The sentences don't come out right. And then we get to the Hey Ted moment of the episode. They're always good for 40. But this one was creme de la creme. He takes a shot of alcohol and then spits it in her mouth. And she drinks it and says, I would do that all day with you. I want to get to a place where I can just simply detach from things that make me angry. But these two...
We're talking about Sam and Corey.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I didn't think that was a distinction you needed to make.
You got to say their names. We're talking about a lot of people who are moving around.
I think you're incorrect.
Okay.
These two people, Sam and Corey, do they not make you ferociously angry? I mean, they're so... It's that... And I know this word is triggering, but there is a certain amount of privilege to their lives. They're just walking through life with so much naivete and so much blissfulness, and they're so lacking in so many departments. And it's just like, I guess it frustrates me because these people are happy, and I don't understand how. And I don't think they should be, but they are very happy.
They're young, they're happy, and their mouths are open, and they like to spit in each other's mouths. It's hot. They're having fun.
Yeah.
And you pointed it out, just to frame it as just blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful a period of youth, Dylan.
Yeah.
And I'd say the only two people I'm a little bit jealous of or envious of on this show are these two.
Yeah,
having the time of their lives. Can you imagine? Right. Look, I love my wife.
Were you not more crushed by life at 25 than these two are?
I was crushed, but you have these moments where you're having a little fun like this. This little dalliance. This little, right. You found someone who's into the same kink.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I mean,
get a dump truck this time.
Or a wheelbarrow and a shovel. I love it. These two are having a great time. Can I jump over to Danielle? Because she disgusts me. Because she's so unaware.
I don't think we've been simpatico on any love or hatred on this show.
Maybe.
Not the entire season. Which is odd because we usually are simpatico.
Well, maybe it's the magic of the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Danielle is...
Can we just listen to their podcast one more time?
Sure, let's go.
Would you like to keep going? Or
just keep going.
Do you want me to work for you? Yeah, let's go.
Okay, great.
Okay. Can I do my welcome to another?
I mean, we know you're gonna, so let's just get into it.
Welcome back to another episode. Maya hates when I do a formal entrance, but I don't care.
Because you're like a fake Vanna White.
No, I'm so much better than Vanna White.
Okay,
but I do love
Vanna.
First of all, Vanna kept her job for... Matter of fact, she's still on Wheel of Fortune.
Vanna is booked.
And busy. She's had the same job.
Respectfully, I take it back.
Oh. All right, Maya's been on
new thing.
Maya's been on a respectfully train. After she insults you or says something wild and outlandish and just hits you out of left field, comes at your neck, she'll go, respectfully. And I'm like, bitch, that didn't make it better.
I mean, like I told you, I was talking to this guy on Hinge, and he was like, just let me know when you want to meet me. And I was like, I will let you know when I want to meet you. You don't ever have to question that.
And then
there was a pause, and I said, I said, respectfully. And he said, no, I take it with all the disrespect that you meant it with. Yeah, and that's when I said, okay, maybe I'm in my match, because he could handle it.
Well, no, we don't know.
No, he's not my match. No, let me tell you that right now. He's not my match.
Is this the guy that you like? Did you meet him out?
I've met him twice now.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Hinge, huh? Wow, I really need to get a fucking Hinge.
I don't know. I will say Hinge dating.
Serious.
I don't know about serious, because I'm giving it the same energy I gave my Raya. But
it's ticking down. They won't make it to 10 episodes. All right, so let's cut to Danielle. She's still complaining about Carl and Lindsay to anybody who will listen. And this was one of the more funnier parts of the evening. One girl she's talking to, she's like, I can't believe she didn't tell me, or Carl didn't tell me. And then this nice person says, hey, I hope it all works out, but I kind of got to go back to work. I work for Domino's. I was just dropping off pizzas. So I'm sorry, I have to go. Your name was Danielle? You seem very nice. I hope it all works out.
Yeah. And then she runs out in the middle of the street. Carl almost fucking just annihilates her. But they stop, and she goes and she knocks on the window, and she goes, do you know Lindsay? And they're like, what? Dog got slammed into the back of the passenger seat. Danielle's losing it. But at least she is occupying a spectrum of emotion too much on one side. We can all say that. The seesaw is yanked to the ground like some giant fat child is on one side. But Lindsay is on a different scale entirely. She has no emotion.
None.
She is the face of a fucking serial killer the entire time. Are we going to just get there? There's a lot of stuff to get to.
All right, so let's bang out a couple things. Yeah. So Greg getting relationship advice from Amanda so he and Paige can be like their fake TV relationship.
Yeah. Sam looks to camera at one point, filming down at the Garland, and says maybe this could be something. That was an episode. That was a moment in the episode that I wrote down. Do you get where I'm coming from? Mm-hmm. Maybe this could be something.
Sam and Corey.
Yeah.
No.
I'm doing a bad job conveying it, but it's this thing where it's like, how could anyone ever care? Also, with that, maybe this could be something is very, what's that movie with Sandra Bullock where she puts the notes in the mailbox and the
Premonition.
The Time Traveler's Wife.
Isn't that Premonition? Oh.
It just has a flower to it, the way that she's speaking about her and Corey's relationship. And given that he just spits in her face all the time and they're never going to be a thing and nobody cares, it just drives me nuts when they talk like that.
Young love.
Young love.
Except both of them are 40.
Well, no, Sam's 25.
Oh, okay. He's 40.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch is going to be losing his hair pretty soon, too, I could tell.
Oh, dude, when you're on that much tea, it falls out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you've kept such an incredible head of hair.
No testosterone.
No testosterone. You've kept away from fats, and your tea is depleted. What are you drinking?
I don't know what kind of wine this is. They just call it Pantheon. Just a really good wine.
All right. So, Greg and Amanda have a little chat about Pedge. Amanda's outside voice is horrific. But Greg here, he says, I think Pedge wants to move in together or something. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. You guys have had so many conversations about this. How are you not? Oliver's mingling with women. Maya gets very, very upset about that. And then we get to a little bit of a meanwhile. You just stop me when you want.
Okay.
The Ix friend shows up.
The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, the blind date, shows up.
This is Gabby. This is her sharing that she has had a lot of personal growth. Because
she's giving people a chance who she normally wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's kind of a bitchy thing to say. But I don't think she should have given this guy a chance because he kind of pulls a Luke. He's all over her. Mm-hmm. She's coiling away. Stop hanging on her like some garment on a hanger. It's just she's not into it.
She also allowed him to bring 4 of his not good looking friends.
Oh well, we don't want to do that. I mean, I think they're very they're great. I don't even remember what they look like. But the Ick is vibing.
He's loving his life.
Vibing right now. And he's wasted. He's in that Neanderthal mode where he's picking up pipes and threatening to chop the head off of the tiger that Carl is inside of. I mean, it's just nuts stuff. Oh, quick thing. Someone is in a zebra print Rashford jersey. Love that guy. Mm-hmm. You know what that was?
Was that one of Matt's friends?
No. Did you see that?
I didn't. I don't know fashion.
It was a Man U third kit.
Okay.
But it was zebra print.
Soccer.
I think it was a third kit, yeah. And it's just utilitarian while showing love to the badge at the same time because he fits the theme. He's a jungle animal, you know. Mm-hmm. Zebras are all over the jungle. Mm-hmm. Do you remember in Predator how there's going through the canopy and there's all the fucking zebras running everywhere?
Yeah.
You know zebras are really fucking mean too.
Oh, yeah.
That's
the zoo,
why
we stay away from them, you know?
You can't domesticate a zebra. They're too mean. I mean, we've tried to. And what the particular awful thing about them is that when they bite, they're like a pit bull. They do not let go. Fucking mean little things. And quite huge, too.
Wow. Hey, can I do a meanwhile?
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Danielle, she's telling someone she can't believe Carl didn't tell her he was going to propose to Lindsay. And that person says, I'm sorry. I'm the guy they called to unclog the toilet.
Yeah.
So I kind of need to get back to work. You know?
Yeah.
But I wish you luck, Danielle. Because she'll talk to anybody about Carl and
Did you
Lindsay.
hear about that plane crash the other day?
Oh, was this on the freeway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess what happened, because there are black box recordings, and somehow she survived, but a bunch of people did. But she stormed into the cockpit and was talking to the captain about.
She was like, "Can you believe Carl?
Yeah,
didn't tell me."
And kind of like some type of spell. I mean, it knocked him out almost instantaneously. And he crashed the fucking plane.
She took a plane down.
Yeah.
She's going to let this go.
Well, she's just got to stop bothering people with it. All right. Sorry about that. So we get to this fight, and
it's the Danielle-Lindsay argument.
Yes. The fight begins in front of that guy who was a cancer and just another girl. Mm-hmm. The fight that everybody's been waiting for, Scar versus Simba returned.
Cast members do barrel rolls to get an earshot away from World War III.
Right, but also the fact that this was just done at the corner of an island with other people just around in the beginning is bizarre to me.
Can I tell you how pathetic it was to see Amanda sitting there in whatever costume she was wearing?
What are you talking about? Dude, it wasn't pathetic at all. It's the tea. They're trying. Me and you are so off.
Oh, we are on different sides.
Mm-hmm. So we go through the motions. Danielle says, I thought we were best friends. Lindsay says, I did too. Danielle says, I thought I meant something to you. Lindsay says, I did too. Mm-hmm. Danielle says, you thought that because I thought you were moving too fast, I wanted to be cut out of your entire life? And Lindsay says, correct. The fact that when this fight is over, and all of the women in the house are one part cheering and one part consoling, tells you everything you need to know about your shattered lens that you're looking through the show with. I mean, it's just Lindsay is fucking awful.
I forgot how that conversation ended, but someone got disinvited to a future wedding. But yes, all the cast members basically support Danielle and they hate Lindsay. Understood. But I am, as a juror, just sitting from the cheap seats, watching this interaction. I have to say that their opinion of Lindsay is colored by past seasons, not this specific issue between Danielle and
so
Lindsay.
Funny. You're a juror sitting in the cheap seats. You're in a courtroom and you're just up way too high.
Yeah, I'm in Dodger Stadium.
I can't see anything.
Those are bugs down there.
How do you expect me to render a decision on this? All right.
Maya jumps in here too. All the fame hoes support crying Danielle.
Jesus.
Maya tells Danielle as they hug, she says, this is what friendship looks like. Love, support, understanding.
Yeah.
Until next season, when almost no one is asked back. Producer to Maya. Hey, Maya, did you hear Amanda's dog got run over by one of those bird bikes, driving around here? And Maya answers, she's not on the show, right?
Yeah.
No, we didn't re-up her contract. Maya responds, have you guys tried that new Italian place on Fifth Avenue?
Yeah.
That's how shallow this world
Kaylin,
is.
can you play a little bit more of that podcast?
Sure thing.
Okay, well, if that's the fucking case. Well, besides the fact that I'm not actually reaching out first.
You're not
although I
busting down walls.
So when I use Hinge, I like to go through who's already liked me because I'm like, well, then I have no chance of rejection type of thing. It like boosts my ego. Yes and no. Actually, it makes me feel really good and really bad at the same time because sometimes like y'all be really like yikes out here writing to me and I'm like, in what world would this make sense? And I'm so sorry.
What do you mean? Like, what are they saying? Like,
what's Hinge again? What's the angle on that dating site?
It's like the the Tinder, but for famous people.
Oh,
semi-famous people.
Okay,
People in
good for
Hollywood,
you.
No.
How would you know? You've been with the same lady for 10 years.
Hinge isn't for famous.
Isn't that the one where you need to kind of be known?
No, that's like Zuby or something.
It might be Hinge. Here, look it up, will you?
No, it's fine. Don't look that up. We're at the end. One thing I got to say, the podcast, Codependent, that AC unit is so loud. It's unbelievably loud.
Who's the weirdo talking in the background?
Yeah. She's like, I hate when we do formal intros. Well, there's like a person who's just not on the show who was talking. All right, so Lindsay and she goes and sits with her gaunt 5K addict bore of a sober fiance, and she's like, she flipped because I was cool. I was just cool and composed the entire time. And Danielle at the end of this says, I'll always root for them. Why? Fucking lunatic. Craig recounts the entire thing to Tony the Tiger, and he heads over and is having difficulty comprehending Carl and sitting down because Kyle is fucked up.
Yeah, and one of those lover boys is still welded to his hand, if you can believe that.
Dude, it makes me so...
I think he's slurring while he says he needs to get batteries or something.
Yeah, it makes me really sad to see the TV relationships be so TV relationship, because there is this thing where it's like, it's been such a long time that they have been in each other's lives, but just because of the length of time, just because there's been a length of time, does not mean that it was meaningful in any way, shape, or form. The conversation between Kyle and Carl, they're guys, they'll slowly drift apart. But for somebody like Lindsay, who's emotionally, or for Danielle, who's an emotional waterfall of a human being, having this friendship be illuminated as, yeah, no, you thought we were like close? No, it's very, very hard. But I'm getting the same vibe from Carl and Kyle here. Like, they're trying to have an earnest conversation with one another, but they just don't know each other, and they're too fucked up, you know? It's gross. It would make me sad if this was my best friend and I was talking to them and it had this kind of vibe to it. So Kyle goes in to get some more batteries. The Tiger is deflating and losing air. And then we get to the thing that is the end of the season.
Well, first there's a nighttime food fight, and they order all the non-TV friends out of the fucking house. And then I'm pretty sure Maya wants to bang Corey because there was a lot of flirtation there. And then...
Okay.
Seriously.
No.
And then Ick feels so comfortably, throws a few girls in the pool. And then finally we get Maya pulling Oliver into a closet.
Yeah.
Hey. I don't want you here. Get out of here. Yeah. That's how the season ends.
Right. And she's like, yeah. She's like,
Get out of here.
Cover your mic. And he's like, okay. She's like,
I don't think anybody can hear us.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody can hear us either.
Get out of here.
I'm here for you.
I know, but you gotta go.
If I'm here for you, if you want me to go, yeah, no, my mic's covered. If you want me to go, I'll go, but I can stay here because...
No, you need to go.
All right. It's been 11 women. I want to let you know. It's been that many.
I think she says that in the trailer for next week's episode.
We'll be back with Kay Casey next week to break down the reunion. It's going to be a bit of a snore, but who knows? Maybe there will be fireworks. Jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews and join us on YouTube or Patreon and or both. Love you guys very much. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.
Kaylin.
Bye-bye.
There's a lot of stuff on TV, but not all of it's good. In fact, a lot of it's bad TV.